For this class. You're welcome to the YTP 4.0 class. I don't know if you guys have had any other class before now. I'm guessing you have. This is going to be our own first class. And I'm sure you already know the course we'll be taking. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yes, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to today's class. I hope you can all hear me clearly. Confirm you can hear me clearly, please.
I hear you.
We can hear you, but not clearly.
Not clearly.
Yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is cracking a bit.
I think it's network then.
Yeah, it should be network.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Welcome to today's class. My name is Iridium, double IB for short. So just call me IB to avoid problems, and I'll be your facilitator for this class. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen right now because we have to run the class in form of a marathon. So I'm going to say, okay, just a moment, I'm trying to share my screen. All right, confirm you can see my screen, please. I think people are saying you can't hear me. A lot of people are hearing me. If you can't hear me, I don't know. My voice is quite loud enough, I think, except you want me to shout. I'm not putting on an earpiece or a headset or whatever. I'm speaking directly to the microphone of my system on my laptop. Okay, somebody should help that man who says there's no sound, please. Gospel Monday says there's no sound, so you guys can help him, please. All right, so you can hear me and you can see my screen. Thank you. So I want somebody to, or one or two persons to tell me what they know about digital marketing. What's digital marketing to you? What is digital marketing to you? What do you think digital marketing is to you? In simple terms, in very clear, simple definition. All right, Delight, Ebunta, your hand is up.
Okay, for me, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. For me, digital marketing is a form of marketing where you tend
Hold
to
on, Delight, I
sell.
can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Hold on, give me a second. All right, speak again.
Can you hear me, sir?
Clearly now, yes.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So for me, digital marketing is a form of marketing that is basically done online, a form of buying and selling of products, be it software or physical products online.
All right, thank you, Delight. Miss Hillary.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. To me, I would say digital marketing is a form of creating awareness of a product or a services to a much larger audience using non-offline methods. Can be via social media, can be via email, can also be via SMS. So I think that's what digital marketing entails.
Thank you, Hillary. Eunice.
Good afternoon, sir. For me, digital marketing is a form of advertising on the internet or using social media platforms.
Thank you. Thank you, Eunice. Yusufa Jabi.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon, Yusuf.
Yeah, afternoon. For me, what I believe, digital marketing is an online marketing, but in a nutshell, it means where digital marketers will promote the products of the buyers on site, and they will get some income through that digital marketing. Like it's kind of promoting vendors' products online, and then when people try to view those products, it can generate you income.
Okay. Thank you, Yusuf Jabi. Maurice Fubara. And then Idiom. Hi, Maurice.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maurice. Very loud and clear. Eunice and Yusufa, you can put your hands down.
Okay, so for me, digital marketing is where the producer gets to meet the user at the market now is the online space. So the producer of a product gets to meet his targeted audience, which is the user. And the market now doesn't have to be a physical a building where you can touch and feel, but the market is the online space, the internet. That's digital marketing for me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Maurice. I think I'm going to take a lot of hands are up, so I'm going to take a few more. I think the last person I'm going to take Gideon Wabasi, Onu Godwin Stephen, and Onu Goswin, Stephen, JC Mandevu, and Tamadin Kondodo Malawi. Yeah. Yes.
Hi, good day, sir. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. In a simple term, I think digital marketing is the use of internet, social media to promote products and services and also engage with customers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, the next person is Onu Godwin, Stephen.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
So.
Good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. I think from my opinion, I think that digital marketing is all about reaching your target audience through the internet to increase maybe brand awareness and drive sales. That's what I think.
Thank you. Thank you, JC. The last person on my list is, or whose hand is up, is Taman. I don't know. Is his hand still up?
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, I pronounce my name as in Tamandani Kandodo.
Oh, Tamandani Kandodo. What country is that?
Yes.
Malawi?
Yeah, I'm from Malawi.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. So, to my opinion, I won't explain much far from what Jesse said, but to me, what I think it refers to the promotion of brands, products, and services using digital channels. For example, social media, that's Facebook, Instagram, search engines, which include Google, Bing, websites, mobile applications. So its goal may be to reach target audiences and building brand awareness, which generate leads and drive sales.
Thank you. That was very detailed. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Yep. So I've listened to a lot of definitions, and I can say that all definitions are correct. You can put down your hand now. Yeah, thank you. I can say that all definitions are actually correct. There is no wrong definition. All definitions are very, very much correct. I'm going to, so digital marketing is simply what everyone has defined, especially what the last person just defined. That like is a bit more of a very, very typical definition of what it is. But of course, this class is probably, or is most likely made up of a different variety of persons. Persons who probably have knowledge about digital marketing in the past and persons who probably have no knowledge at all. So I'm going to go through the charts because I can see there are some persons who drop their answers on the charts before I move on and give my own definition, which of course is not different from what you have all defined. So I'm going to start with the first person and try to find that. Just a second. Okay, and the first person here says, Marcus Daniel Lucky says, selling products or services through the internet. Jennifer Soshima, I'm thinking that M is silent or the S is silent. I don't know which of it is silent. Digital marketing is the process of buying and selling online. Jennifer. The next person, Naha Shuaka, says it means using digital channels and platforms to promote products and services to consumers. Mohammed Haruna says selling of goods and buying thoughts online. I don't know what kind of thoughts are you talking about. Okay. I think that's the much we have from the chat section. And yeah. All right. So like I said, your answers are all correct. I think everyone has actually been dropping the right answers. So I'm just going to go straight to what I have from my own end. And of course, like I said, it's not far from what you already have. What digital marketing is more or less like the same thing, right? So what's digital marketing? Digital marketing is simply the marketing or promotion of products or services using digital technologies like the internet, social media, or any other digital medium or digital platform. Yeah. So it's simply promoting of products or services using digital technologies. So if I want to define the word marketing as a single entity or a single word, marketing is simply the promotion of goods or services or products or services, right? And now we are adding digital to it, meaning that there is something attached to promoting this product or services. And of course, when we say we are in a digital age, it means that we are in an age where technology thrives. We are in an age where we can maximize the use of the internet. We are in an age where we can maximize social media and every other thing that entails into what we call a digital platform or a digital medium. So digital marketing is any activity that you actually carry out trying to sell or promote a product or service via these digital mediums or platforms. Okay. Yeah, so that's what digital, that's the definition of digital marketing, and everyone was correct. It's the promotion of goods and services through digital media, Twitter channels. Yeah, right. Everyone was correct. The last definition was more or less very, very close, or more or less the typical definition of digital marketing, and a very in-depth one because it touched a lot of things. Okay, so let's move on. Now, digital marketing consists of different marketing strategies such as social media marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, there's search engine marketing, there's content marketing, there's influencer marketing, there's video marketing, right? So it consists of all of these different strategies. And these are the things that we actually do to thrive online or to try to promote products or services online. Now, remember the watchword I am using, promote products or services. The aim of promoting these products or services are to actually make sales in the end. Yes, quite all right, fine and good. But there's a difference between promotion of products or services and sales of products or services, right? So we should always have this in front or at the back of our mind, wherever we want to place it, right? So it is actually the promotion of products or services, and it uses different social media. So it uses social media marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization. I mentioned content marketing. I also mentioned influencer marketing and various other marketing strategies that are involved when you are trying to push a product or service online. Now, digital marketing is driven by data and how best this data can be utilized to solve a business's marketing goals. Okay, let's just break it down in this way and look at digital marketing against traditional methods of marketing. Now, if we in the past, when it was mostly traditional methods of marketing, right? You don't really have enough data. You can't actually excuse me. You can actually, use data to determine how best you're going to. So I'm sorry, I'm sure you're hearing a lot of children voices from my background. They're on holidays now, summer, so they are all playing and they're outside. I don't have control over that. Sorry. All right. So all right, I think they've moved. Data marketing is driven by data and how best this data can be utilized to solve a business marketing goals. Now, I was trying to compare it with traditional methods of marketing. Now, let's say we are using traditional methods of marketing. Let's use, for instance, now, you are using a billboard. Okay, let's not even use billboard. Maybe billboard is a little bit expensive and far. Let's say you're using handbills, because handbills are one of traditional methods of marketing. You sent out someone to probably share handbills to different customers, and they shared handbills to different customers. and let's say the target for a day was shared to 200 persons, and you shared to 200 persons, and out of the 200 persons, you got maybe 50 persons coming in or coming back from your you can't actually track, like you don't really have enough data of where were the strategic positions that you shared this look stuff that this will actually got back to you. Maybe they didn't even get back to you exactly the same day. All right, and now let's even switch over to say you're using radio to do your advertisement, and you do. I mean, traditional methods of marketing still work, right? So I'll always say it, and I'll always reiterate it, that I do not say, completely agree that traditional methods of marketing are obsolete, because they still work, but of course they are expensive. That's just the disadvantage. They are expensive, so it's except you have a lot of money that you can actually use those particular methods of marketing, but they still work a lot because big brands, big companies who want to do PRO campaigns, who need to spread their communication swings very wide, they always at all times capitalize on all of the methods of marketing, including traditional methods of marketing. All right. So yeah, the traditional methods of marketing, I was trying to give you an instance of radio. Now, if you run an advert on radio, let's say for instance, you needed to run an advert on multiple radio stations, give or take, you had to run an advert on let's say four different radio stations, as the case might be, with different frequencies, and you send them jingles. I'm sure we know what jingles are. Jingles are those sounds that they play on radios, those adverts that you hear on radio, right? When you're in a car or whatever, they are called jingles. And then you have to send them different jingles to these different radio stations. Now, let's say, for instance, you sent it to, let's say, 4 or 5 radio stations. And of course, if you're paying for radio time, you're not going to pay for just one streaming or one time, right? You're going to pay for multiple slots. You're going to pay for maybe 10, 15 slots on this particular radio, 10, 15 slots on the other radio. Depends on what your budget and your capacity can carry. And at the end of the day, you end up paying all of this sum, and you end up running your ads on radio, and you've run on 4 different radio stations, and then you start receiving calls. Most of the people that will call you will most likely say, "Hi, I heard your ad from radio." Let's assume you get these calls. "I heard your ad from radio. Hi, I heard your ad from radio. Hi, I heard your ad from this particular radio." There is no how do I put it down? There's no data to determine what particular radio station did they get this ad from, because you're not going to start asking them, "What radio station did you get my ad from?" That way, you can't even know how to, utilize what is working. You can't know, or maybe probably is this particular radio station, or maybe let's say Radio 93.5, that works better, that works the wonders and brought in the magic more than every other radio station. So I should move my budget and put it more on this particular radio station. You don't really have that data, and that's the difference with what we have in digital marketing, because by simply going to the analytics section of whichever pages you have, maybe your Facebook page, maybe your Instagram page, you can always see data. You can always see what is going on and what is not going on, how your pages have been doing, how your contacts have been doing, and how you need to optimize to be able to, get things running better and smoothly. Right. So, that's one of it, right? Now, compared to traditional methods of advertisement like billboards, radio, print, TV, digital marketing targets a particular set of persons relevant to business or organization. Who's that? Okay. I want to believe that was a mistake. So, like we said, right, traditional methods of marketing, we just mentioned billboards, we just mentioned print, we mentioned radio, and we mentioned TV. They don't really target a particular set of persons, right? Now, let's use billboards, for instance. I like breaking down these definitions and breaking down this explanation so that everyone understands and get carried along. If you put out a billboard, say you put out a billboard at a very popular location, maybe a popular junction. Let's say a popular location, a popular junction has a lot of people, has a lot of people shopping in all the time, right? A billboard is meant to have a very, how do I put it now? A billboard's attention span, it has a 5-second window. No, let us say 5 seconds, maybe 5 seconds is too small. Let's say it has a 7 to 12 seconds window to capture the attention of whoever will view that billboard, because the message has to be clear, plain, and direct, and billboards are mostly for awareness. And now remember, it's just not targeting any particular set of person, because every damn person passes through that particular road or that location, right? But your target audience and those who are not part of your target market. Let's say, for instance, you sell shoes and you want to use billboard. And I don't know, maybe you sell male shoes. Both females are going to be passing that road, right? And maybe you sell male shoes that are not so cheap, right? You're still going to have poor income earners passing through that road. You're still going to have low income earners, rather. You're still going to have people who cannot afford your product at the moment passing through that road, right? And it doesn't really target the people you want somehow, right? But digital marketing gives you the opportunity to be able to target a particular set of persons that are relevant to your business or your organization. So that is one of the very many things that digital marketing can do for you, and traditional methods of marketing cannot do. So I'll move forward from here. Okay, so what are the benefits of digital marketing? So I've outlined a few benefits of digital marketing here. One, it helps brands to reach a wider audience and increase their brand visibility. So you are a brand, your business is a brand, just like the last definition said. Or you work for a brand or a business. The essence of doing marketing or digital marketing is to ensure that they reach a wider audience and they increase their brand visibility. Because the more people your brand reaches, the more people who see your business, who see your ads, who see your brand, the more awareness your brand is going to get, the more visibility in terms of people who have seen it you're going to get. Now, I would like to give an instance. Let's say there are two persons who run the same kind of business. Let's assume that two persons who sell a boutique, right? A boutique is people who sell clothes, right? So both of them sell clothes, fashion wears, fashion items. And one person or one of them has a physical shop. He has a physical shop, maybe in a very popular market in Nigeria. There's a popular market in Lagos, like the Balogun market. There are also other popular markets in other states. There is the Araria market in Aba. This is all Nigerians. There is there's a market in Port Harcourt, maybe the OME market in Port Harcourt, or whichever of the markets. Right? I'm just mentioning just a few. Now, say he sells in one of the very popular markets, even if it's just one, maybe the Balogun market in Lagos or Alaba market. And then he doesn't have a digital presence, but he has a boutique. He probably makes a lot of good sales, maybe, you know. But then there is the other person. Now, let's even calculate his cost, the person who has a physical shop. First of all, we have to pay rent. You pay rent for his shop. He will come out every day, every morning. He will arrange stuffs. He will pay several fiscal taxes to the governments and both local, states, and any other level that collect tax from the people who do businesses like that. And then there's another person who doesn't have a physical shop, just has a very good phone, and maybe has a very good environment where he can take good pictures, do good videos, get good content, and then promote his products or his own goods online. Right. Now, this person is promoting his own goods and services online. Between these two persons, who will most likely reach a wider audience, or who will people see the more? Like, let's not even talk about sales yet. Let's just say who's going to reach more people between the both of them. Right, I'm seeing some answers in the The one that promoted online, Eunice. Eunice is the one that promoted online. Yes, thank you, Eunice. Someone is marking my screen. I have to turn that off. The one who promotes his business through digital marketing, Obina Oboso. Thank you. So let me turn this person marking my screen off. Yeah. Okay. So the simple answer is the person who markets online will definitely reach more people. The person who does his own thing online without a physical shop reach more people, because the other person will have constraints. First of all, he has location constraints now. So he will only be seen or visible to people who visit the markets that he actually thrives in, or he actually sells his products or services at the moment he is there, right? Those are the only people that he's going to have access to at any particular point in time, right? But the other person will have access to several other people who may or may not even be in his country, right? Because the internet has the capacity to take you out to places you never imagined, right? That's number one. Now we said number one, it helps brands or businesses to reach a wider audience and increase their visibility. Now, number two is that it helps you convert fans to customers who will go on to become loyal customers and advocates of the business. Now, how is this possible? How you might even ask, is it possible for a business to have fans and then these fans are now graduating to become customers? Yes, it's very possible. I'll use myself as an instance. Now. There are businesses I follow online. Maybe I follow their Instagram page, right? Or their Facebook page, or maybe on LinkedIn. I just admire the kind of work they do. Maybe their content type, the kind of content they put out, or the way they maybe make their content and stuff like that. I'm a fan at that moment. I'm only a fan. I'm not a customer, right? So I'm following them because I like what they do, not because they're actually solving my problem. But the day I go on to make a purchase from them, either I use their product or I use their service, I will move on from becoming just a fan to becoming a customer. That day I become a customer, right? Because I am no longer a fan anymore. And if I become a customer, I can go on to become a loyal customer and advocate of the business. How? If the business treats me right, if the business serves me well, if their product or services are top notch, actually what I wanted, and probably didn't give me issues or errors, and I like it and I find it really appealing and pleasing to be able to project to other persons who might actually be in need of those products or services. I then begin to tell people, oh, I bought product, or I bought this product from this particular brand. Oh, I bought this product from this particular people. Oh my God, it was nice. Anybody who cares to know. My friends who probably saw it on me and maybe liked it and they're like, oh, I want to buy this product. I'm saying, okay, this is the brand. And then I share a contact to everybody around me. I've become an advocate of the business, right? And I'm not even getting paid for it at the end of it, just because I moved on from becoming a fan who actually just likes your content to becoming a customer, and I became a satisfied customer, and I could now tell other people good news about your product or service. That's number two. Number three, it helps brands to target the advertisement to the right audience. I think I've mentioned this earlier. And for you to be able to target your ads to the right people, so that the right people are going to see your business, not the wrong people. The right people are going to patronize you. Now, digital marketing is cost effective and compared to traditional methods of marketing. Yeah, right. it is actually cost effective compared to traditional methods of marketing. Now, I mentioned traditional methods of marketing. I didn't just mention the cost. Now let's look at the cost of traditional methods of marketing. If you want to do traditional methods of marketing, now for instance, first let's say you want to sponsor an event. Sponsoring an event doesn't come at a very cheap cost, and that's a traditional method of marketing. You're going to have to pay a lot of money, pay through your nose, one way or the other, if you don't have that capacity of funds. So it's quite expensive. It's not actually cost effective. Now, if you want to do radio adverts or TV, they are also very expensive. Radio is expensive, TV is more expensive. And they charge you for this. Let's say maybe you're paying for multiple slots. You have to calculate the amount of money you've been charged by the number of slots. Yes, they will definitely, give you a certain level of discount for buying multiple slots at a time, but at the end of the day, it's expensive. Now, let's even look at billboards. If you want to do billboards here in Nigeria, billboard is quite expensive. Putting a billboard up for maybe 2 weeks or thereabout, you'll be running or spending as much as 500,000 naira. Right, that's in Nigerian naira or more. Right, there are some billboards you put out, you might have to spend as much as millions. Now, this is also dependent on the location. Right, for billboard, it's dependent on the location of the billboard, dependent on the size of the billboard and the type of billboard that you're using. So you see that it is actually very expensive. It's quite expensive, and it is not compared to digital marketing that's a little bit cheaper, much more cheaper, much more cost effective. Because I mean, you can run an ad, a good ad, a profitable ad for as low as 30,000 naira, and you're going to make you're going to make a lot of sales or improve your business at the end of the day, right? Yeah, so that's it. The next is brands and businesses can measure the result of their marketing efforts. I told you this. You can measure the result of your efforts. You can, go hop onto your analytics section, and you're going to see everything about your brand, your reports. You're going to see them well displayed for you, so you can measure the result. You can know what you're doing that you're doing well, and what you're doing that you're not doing well, and how you can improve on what you're not doing well. So yeah, that's one of the advantages, and is actually something that makes a lot of sense because it's nice. What else do we have? Yeah, it helps brand build great relationship with their customers. Right now, building a relationship with your customers is simply having a mode. It's not by saying, okay, you have to talk to your customers one-on-one as a business, or it's about how your customers feel when they see your product or your service, especially when it is online, right? How do they react? How do they engage with your brand? That is how you build the relationship. Right? You want to be able to build the relationship. Even the big brands are trying to build relationship and bond with their customers, right? So yeah. It helps brands stay ahead of their competitors. Digital marketing helps brands or businesses stay ahead of their competitors. Now, in every sector, there are always competitors, right? You're competing against people, and people are also competing against you, whether you like it or not. I know that a lot of people will say, I'm not competing against anybody, I'm competing with myself. Right? That's okay, that's fine, that's a very good statement. But at the end of the day, there's competition everywhere, right? One way or the other, there's competition. And it helps you stay ahead of your competitors, right? Because let's say you have let's use the instance of a football team. The football team has 23 players who go out for a competition, maybe 23 or 26. At the end of the day, only 11 players are picked to play a match. It's a football team. They are supposed to be one team, right? But at the end of the day, they are competing for a spot of who gets to start the match first, or who the coaches get to pick up in their first 11. And that is competition. So there's competition everywhere. Now, digital marketing helps you stay ahead of your competitors, because you can be able to see what your competitors are doing faster. You can be able to analyze what they are doing. You can know where they are doing better than you, and how you can also come in to do match up with that responsibility, or even do better than them in your own business or service that you offer. It also gives the best return on investment when done properly. So at the end of the day, business is about making returns. Business is about making money. So if you want to invest in a business, of course, definitely you're investing with the hope to actually get your return on investment, right? And digital marketing can help you do that. You can actually get return on investment when you do it properly. So I've mentioned quite a couple of benefits from the fact that it helps brands to reach a wider audience and increase their visibility. It helps convert fans to customers who can go on to become loyal customers and advocates of the business. It helps brand target the advertisement to the right audience. It's cost effective. It helps brands and businesses measure the result of their marketing efforts. You can build a great relationship with your customer. It helps you stay ahead of your competitors as a business or as a brand, and it also gives you the best return on investment. Of course, return on investment is the amount of money that you actually put in, you put into the business, you put into your trying to drive in the online space. It's going to give you back the return on investment of that particular sum that was, invested. Is there any question so far? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. No questions. No questions. Well understood. Okay. Thank you. Now, the next thing we have here are considerations to market online. And what are the things you should consider when you want to market online? We're having a glitch here. All right, what are the things you want to consider when you want to market online? Right? Someone is asking a question. What's his name or her name? Ogenefego Emakurena Delta. Okay, how can someone bring business to a place where there's no internet marketing service? How do you mean, how can you bring your business to a place where there's no internet marketing services? Because the internet is quite everywhere now. So when you say a place where there's no internet marketing services, what do you mean? If you can, break down and disintegrate that question for me, I'll be very grateful and happy to answer. All right, someone's hand is up. Tamandani. I hope I pronounced it well now.
Yes, you did. I'm happy. All right, maybe just to add on to his question, he means to areas whereby the network is so poor, like in villages and where there's people don't have access to the internet, like there are no smartphones, nothing.
Okay, Ogenefego, is that what you meant? If that's what you meant, how can you bring a business to that particular area? Remember, you bringing your business online to the place where there's an internet, to the internet, so that you can go beyond your current location or your current destination. You want to be able to reach people who are away from your current location, away from your local destination, and meet other people who are outside who can actually patronize you and get to use your product or your service. So I think if your question is coming from the angle of how do you thrive in such an area, My advice would be that you actually look for a network internet provider service that has a very strong network in that particular area. That is, if you cannot leave that particular location to, if you cannot leave that particular location to, a place where you can be able to do your thing without the limitation of internet services being poor, right? You have to now look for maybe something like Starlink. Starlink works practically in almost everywhere, but even though the network might not be as strong as you want, but definitely, right? It's going to be better than our own local network providers. That is, if that question is coming from this angle that I am looking at right now. Hussein Maruf, please, the attendance is only going to be sent at the end of the class. So you either wait for the end of the class or you step out. Between organic content marketing and paid ads, which is more advisable? Both. You have to alternate both. Organic is even the best because you don't spend any money. Right. Okay, Tamandani. Kandodo. Yes, your hand is up, Tamandani. Eunice, you're fast forwarding. You're too fast. Can you calm down? I'm going to get to all of those areas. Okay, I think your hand was up before now, so that's why you can take it up again. Yeah, Nelson. Is Nelson's hand up?
Good afternoon, sir. Good
Hi,
afternoon,
Nelson.
sir.
Also, good afternoon.
Yeah, I think the other question that person has had to use technology to enter a business in a place where there is no technology. For I don't know, I can't really phantom the question, but the
Exactly.
solution for that.
I can also phantom the question as well. So how do we give an answer?
Well, what I could say to the person is that the person should use a traditional marketing strategy, which happens to be the handbill and radio in that kind of place first. If there is no technology there, I don't know if I'm making sense.
That is if he actually just wants to stay or he actually wants to thrive within that location. Yes.
Yeah.
Then he has to
Yeah,
use traditional methods of marketing.
Yes, yeah. That's my own contribution, sir.
Thank you, Nelson. All right, guys. Let's move forward. Now, considerations to market online. Now, when we say considerations to market online, we're simply saying, what are the things that you should consider when you're okay? Udwak Roberts, your hand is up.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good
I
afternoon.
want to talk based on what the person asked.
Okay.
Yes, concerning the question about thriving in a remote area like that, like you mentioned in your explanation, I think it's either the person is ready to leave the location to where will make him access the digital services, or the person stays where he is. That is just the point in order to thrive.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Udwak. Thank you for that. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Now, considerations to market online. That's the next thing I can. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Considerations to market online. Now, these are certain things or certain questions you need to ask yourself when you're coming into the online space. When you want to market online, when you intend to market online, when you you decide that you want to do your marketing online, now you need to ask yourself certain questions. Now, these questions are not personalized as per my person per se. This is more like business questions in asking the business like yourself, because definitely you're the business person or you're the person who will be doing the marketing and all of those stuff. Now, first question is, who am I? Who am I as a brand, right? This question involves having a clear understanding of the mission, vision, and value of your brand, right? That's what this question is about. You need to have a clear understanding of the vision, mission, and values of your brand. So you need to know, what does your brand stand for, right? What's the mission of my brand? What's the vision? What's the mission? What am I out for? What do I need to do? Who am I out to serve? What am I doing for them, right? My values, what are the values of my brand? What are the things I intend that this business or this brand is going to do that will make me, have value, right? Offer value to people. Let me be valuable. Let people know me for this particular kind of thing, right? Or this particular values. So that's like one of the questions you need to ask yourself as a brand or a business. Who am I, right? You need to have a clear understanding of that. The next question is, what do I offer? What do I offer? Right now, that what do I offer is simply having a unique selling proposition, a unique selling point. What's that thing that makes you stand out from your competitors? What's that thing that makes you different from the rest of the competition, right? You know that, like I said, there's competition everywhere, but it is a distinct quality that will make other people look normal and make you be the different one. Now, what's that unique selling proposition that you have? It might be your pricing. It might be that you're not compromising quality, but you are still giving them, something really good, and your prices are fair. You're not compromising quality, but you have a very good price, the price for the price of maybe the inferior, yet you aren't condoning quality. Now it can be that, maybe you sell more of quantity. Your own stock are always more. When people come to buy from you, they get more of it at maybe a cheaper rate. It can be that. It can also be maybe your delivery, whatever, right? Whatever thing that makes you stand out, makes you unique, makes you different from the other brand, right? Those are the things you need to think about as your unique selling point or your unique selling proposition. What do I offer? Now, the third one is, where am I? Where am I is you understanding your position in the market and that of your competitors in the market, right? You need to know where you are and where your competitors are. You need to have an insight into what your competitors are doing so that you can be able to do better than them, or at least match up with what they are doing, right? And that's the third consideration of the third question. The first one was, who am I? The second one is, what do I offer? The third one is, where am I? Where am I as a business? Where am I as a brand? Where am I as a business? Where am I as a brand? Right? That's where am I different? Where am I standing in place of as my own business compared to that of my competitors? Right? You need to understand this. Now, I'm going to mention the kind of competitors that we have. We have the direct competitors, we have the indirect competitors. We have the direct competitors, we have the indirect competitors, and sometimes we have what we call the substitute products. The direct competitors are persons who are selling exactly the same thing that you sell, who are doing exactly the same kind of business that you do. they are your direct competitors because they are doing exactly the same thing that you do, right? Now we have the indirect or the niche competitors. These are people who are not doing exactly the same thing that you do, but they strive in the same market that you are, right? Let's use clothing, for instance. Now, you sell a clothing brand and you have your direct competitors. Direct competitors are people who sell clothes just like you, same kind of clothes that you sell, exactly the same thing. They are direct competitors. Now, there are niche competitors or indirect competitors. These guys are people who do not sell exactly the same thing, but they still thrive in the same market. So, let's say you sell clothes and your niche competitor is someone that doesn't sell clothes but sells shoes. He's in the same niche because he's in the clothing industry, clothing, fashion, and textile industry, or clothing and fashion industry, right? He sells maybe shoes or he sells maybe caps, right? Face caps or stuff like that. He's a niche competitor. Then we have the substitute products. Substitute products are okay. If I don't use, if a user doesn't buy this, they can use this product to substitute. Now, that might not be applicable in the clothing industry, but there are substitute products that people can actually use to substitute that of your product or your service when they do not need it or when they are not available, right? So you need to understand this, your competitors, understand their position in the market, especially direct competitors, because those are the people that you're going to be fighting against the most, and then maybe the niche as well. Then you need to understand them, where they are, where your position is, and how you're also going to position yourself in the market to be able to have a large market share, or maybe not a large market share, but a considerable market share that makes you relevant. The next one now is, why do I have to market online? Your why has to be strong enough to keep you in business, to avoid you falling off at the slightest challenge that you face. Why do I have to market online? Why am I doing this? Right? Why am I online? Why am I doing this particular business, right? Why am I doing these things? Because the truth is, as much as we try to paint, the whole online digital marketing to be the sweet and, very good digital marketing strategy and all of that, it's actually a very difficult strategy because it's a difficult strategy. It's something that is difficult because it can be challenging, it can be frustrating. You can be doing our stuff and you're not getting results. You might be trying so many things and you're not getting results. The algorithm is changing every day, right? Sometimes even we cannot even keep up with the algorithm because it's practically changing every day. You can get into Facebook this morning. Let's say you get into Meta Business Suite this morning. You're trying to do something. You're trying to check out something. The interface is looking very different this morning. And the next thing, you go back maybe in the afternoon, let's say maybe in next 2 hours or 3 hours time, and you're seeing a completely different interface, a completely changed thing, a completely changed algorithm. So they are constantly changing stuffs, and it can be hard for people to keep up. It can be hard for you as a business person to keep up, right? And if your why is not strong enough, if your why you are online marketing is not solid enough for you, you might end up falling off at the slightest challenge that comes your way. So you need to know, why do you have to market online? Let's go. Now, the next one is, just a moment. Who are my target markets, right? Who are my target markets? Who are my target audience? Who are the people that I am targeting? Who are the people that my business is supposed to reach out to? This is where you have to understand your target market. Otherwise, you might end up, wasting your marketing efforts, wasting your time, putting out content, putting out things that are irrelevant to your audience. It's irrelevant to them because you don't even know them. So how do you reach them, right? So you need to be able to know your audience for you to be able to reach them. You need to know what appeals to your audience, right? What appeals to your audience? What kind of thing would you like to see that your business offers that can solve their problems? So you don't end up putting out stuff that, stuff that doesn't appeal to them. They don't find it appealing. It's none of their business. Like, they just look at it and then walk past, right? So you need to know who your target market are and how you can tailor down your efforts to ensure that you actually reach this particular market and solve their needs. Okay, so that is those are the contributions to market online. First is who am I? Being understanding your vision and your mission as a brand. Next one is what do I offer? What do you offer as a business? Right? What's your unique selling point? What's your unique selling proposition? What makes you stand out? What makes you different from your competitors? Right? Next is what do I offer? Right? Your products or your services. What are your products or services I offer? What's my unique selling what my unique selling points. Next is where am I? Understanding your position and that of your competitors in the market. Where your competitors, where are you, right? Understanding the market entirely, what the market looks like, what the market works like, how the market goes, and all of those stuff. And then why do I have to market online? Your why has to be strong enough. You need to have a strong why to be able to keep you in business, to avoid or to stop, not so that you don't fall off at the slightest challenge that you might face. And then the next one is who are my target market? So who are you targeting? Who are the people that you're supposed to target, right? Who are your target markets? Who are the people that should use my product or my services? This for this thing, otherwise you end up doing or wasting your time, and you have to research your target market. How do you research your target market? You research your target market by doing your research. The best way to do research is one-on-one conversations with these people, right? But that is not always viable. Now that's not always viable. Because why I would say one-on-one is always the best is because, or talking to these persons are always the best. Definitely is because when you talk to people, you hear directly from them, you hear them express their pains, you hear how your product is going to solve their problem or their needs. Right now, say for instance, let's say for instance, I'm trying to market a product that sells, let's say maybe a health product that sells maybe diabetes, for instance, right? Let's say maybe diabetes, and I have to market to my product is definitely selling and trying to help people who have diabetes to maybe solve their need. And I don't have diabetes. I might not know how diabetic patients think. Now I can do my research, go online, read resources, listen to things. But talking to a person who has diabetes, who has experienced diabetes, you will have more in-depth understanding of what your target market looks like, because you cannot interview everybody who has diabetes. So you may need maybe one or two or three. So that's why it's called a sample. Maybe you need that 5 people, and you can, from those 5 people, you can understand how people who have diabetes think, what their pain points are, what they are looking out for, how your problem is going, how your product is not going to come in to help them solve that particular problem. But again, like I said, one-on-one is not viable, right? Especially depending on your product or your service that you're offering. Might not always be viable, might not always be something that you can do. So that's where a survey comes in, right? That's where a survey comes in. That's why we prepare surveys and send out, prepare surveys, send them out to family, friends, send them out on social media, and ask people to fill the surveys. These surveys are for us to get the opinions of people. From those opinions that people have, or from the questions that we ask, and people, give their responses, we can now determine we can now determine what these people want, right? And how we are also going to help them solve their problem if they have this problem in the past. Okay. Yeah. So that's how you are able to know who your target market are from what you get from those people, from the information you get from your survey. If it is a survey you do or you put out, you can then know, oh, these are what my target audience will look like, or these are what my target audience will likely look like. And then you can then tailor your products or your services to actually suit those needs, to actually solve those needs, right? And to reach out to these people and get them where they might be. Do we understand all of this I've been saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we do.
All right. Okay, Udwak Robert, your hand is up. You want to ask?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, what are the challenges one may likely face during this digital marketing, and how does one target it?
What the challenges are actually unique. There are no, it's unique to every business. It's unique to every business type. There are times that your own challenge might be that you're not getting customers. Another person's challenge might be that they're not getting engagement. Another person's challenge might be that let's say maybe the different platforms that you're using might always be taken down. For instance, maybe people who sell branded materials suffer this a lot. For instance, if you're maybe you're a vendor, you sell handbag or shoes, and these shoes are not your own, right? And maybe they are, you get them, like let's say those big brands like Versace, those guys who already have their brand name trademarked, and you are maybe trying to push out content because of course you are a retailer, you're trying to sell your own. Instagram doesn't want to see all those brand names. They don't want to see you pushing somebody's brand as your own. So they always take down pages, right? Even when you put a disclaimer sometimes. That might also be a challenge for some other set of persons. So it's quite unique to different people and different business types, right? So you can always find a way to surmount your challenges whenever they come.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'm sure is there any other person have a question?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Melvin.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for the presentations. I really admire the presentations, and as actually give all the understandings about digital marketing and what have you. But I actually have a few concerns, which actually has to do with our questions. And my question is, I want to know. So I have two questions. Yeah, and my first question is, I want to know which platform, if as a digital marketers or someone who want to engage into online marketing, which platform you think will actually bring huge investment if I want to get in your digital marketing. And then lastly, how do I know the digital behavior of my target audience or my customers? Thank you.
Okay. Which platform will be the best platform that will give you what you want? I cannot tell you this platform or this platform. That's dependent on you as a business to test the different platforms and see what works for you. So we do a lot of testing in digital marketing. We test everything. We test content. What kind of contents are doing well? We test what platforms are doing well. We test what things do people like. The algorithm of the different platforms we thrive on continues to test. They test different things, right? They want to know how you are doing, what you like. So that's the same thing with you as a business person. You have to test, right? And know which particular platform works for you. It will now be at your discretion based off what you've seen, the different platforms that you've tried out, which one gave you the best results, and then you stay on that place. Right. What was the second question? How do you know your digital behavior of your audience? By studying your audience, right? Studying these persons and knowing what they like and the kind of things that they are more inclined to. For instance, for a survey now, we will not, I don't think I want us to create a survey, but I'm going to show you an example of a survey. one I'm actually working on now, but I'm going to show you an example of that. But then, if you want to know the behavior of your target market, it's about you. While everything is about continuous study of your business model, continuous study of the platforms you're driving on. You continue to see what is going on, continue to see what is applicable, continue to see what is not applicable, and then from there you can know which is best for you and which is not okay for you. I hope I've been able to answer that, Melvin. Yeah, Nelson Otto, your hand is up.
Good day, sir.
Hi, Nelson.
Yeah. So please, I would just want you to throw more light on this in types of competitors. You made mention of indirect competitors and direct competitors, niche competitors and substitute products. I actually understand the direct and indirect competitors. Can you please throw more light on the niche and substitute competitors?
Niche competitors are the indirect competitors. They are in the same niche with you, but they are not directly competing with you. And I give that example. Now, substitute products are products that if they don't use your product, they will use that particular product and they can still solve their problem. What am I going to use as an example now? Let's use, for instance, are you a Nigerian, Nelson?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. We have banks. We have the regular traditional banks, the likes of Access, Zenith, First Bank.
Yeah.
Then we have the other banks that are the bank for the unbanked or unconventional banks, like we call them, like Kuda, UP, Pampi. Those guys can be said to be indirect competitors, maybe not directly competing, but they're still competing. Then we have substitute product. Now, substitute product can be, like your daily contribution, right? For instance, that I don't know if you do contribution, monthly contribution with friends. You're not using bank, but you decided to do contribution, or maybe you have one person that is doing a kawu for you, or a susu, however it's called, and the person comes every day and collects money from you and helps you to save it. You're not using the bank, but you're still keeping your money somewhere.
Okay.
That's like a substitute product. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, I've answered Melvin. I've answered Nelson. Whose hand is up? Marcus. Marcus Daniel. Okay. Good afternoon.
My question is, which products can you advise one to kind of put on in the market that would be best to maybe fetch one much money like that?
This question is I don't think I'm in a position to answer that question. Just like I said to Melvin, it's about trying out stuffs. It's about trying things and looking for what works best. Right? It's about trying things and looking for what works best.
So,
yeah.
I think.
Because the truth is that at the end of the day, right, a lot of people are going to try different businesses. You try business A that is working for somebody else does not mean it's going to work for you, right? That someone is maybe selling this particular product and is making it a lot, selling a lot of things, is making a lot of business online, does not mean that product will work for you. So if I say go and do this one now and it doesn't work for you, you say, he's the one that recommended it to me. He doesn't know anything, right? So it's about you trying your hands on looking for what works best. You fail, you stand up from your failure, you try again, right? It is when you fail and stay at a place that is wrong. Yes, Eunice. Eunice, your hand is up. Eunice, your hand is up. Are you there?
All right. My question is on target audience. After carrying out sending out your survey, and through the survey, you are able to identify your target audience and everything. Due to the age limit, the factor and everything, the people that use your product, they are not capable of paying for it. More reason you have less sales.
should you reduce the price as a marketing strategy, or should you leave it at such?
Come again, please.
All right. So what I'm saying, sir, is this. For instance, as a business person, you are running Facebook ad or organic traffic generation, and it has not been working fine for you. You have been having poor sales. Then you carry out target market analysis to know your audience, and you discover that these persons are probably mid earners. They don't really earn much, and due to that, probably your product is expensive for them to purchase. So that's why you are having poor sales. They can't purchase it regularly. So should you reduce the price and as part of the marketing strategy, or should you leave it at such? Or what other marketing strategy can you use to enhance sales despite the low income from your target audience?
If you reduce your price, will you run at a loss?
Yes, you might.
If you reduce your price, you run at a loss. Then you're not targeting the right people. If your product is too expensive for your target market, that means you're not targeting. You're either doing the wrong business or you're not targeting the right people. Because definitely there are people who can afford those products or those services. So you need to look for those particular set of people. That's just it. There are certain people who will be able to afford your product or service. So if these people are not affording it, if you are saying that your target market are people who cannot afford your services, then you're not actually either you're not targeting the right people, or you are actually selling or doing the wrong business. However, I'm going to put that. Yes, I think I'm going to. Okay. I think there's a hand up. Is there a hand up? Yeah, Melvin.
Yes. I have another concern again. And my question is, it's not a follow-up per se.
Ask. I think this will be the last question.
Okay, I know for every business actually may have challenges or risks. So I want to know, as an entrepreneur who maybe want to engage into digital marketing, is there any challenges or risks associated with online marketing? If so, and what are those challenges and risks associated with online marketing?
Sorry, come again, please.
Yeah. I said I know that for every business there should be a challenges or risks associated. Or risks associated. So as an entrepreneur who wants to maybe engage into digital marketing, is there any risks or challenges associated with online marketing? If so, what are those challenges and risks? Thank you.
Every business has its own risk, like you just stated, and even digital marketing has its own challenges and risk. Now, some of the challenges are risk I can say that I know is that sometimes you are doing the right things and you're not getting the right results. Might just be because the algorithm decides to mess you up. Sometimes you can have assets that will just be grounded. Let's say, for instance, you have an asset. Maybe when we say assets, we mean maybe like your account, your social media accounts, your ad accounts, and they just get grounded by the platforms for reasons best known to them. And sometimes it can make you run at a loss, you lose money and you lose customers and stuff like that, right? Sometimes it can be brand management, it can be what's the word now? I'm trying to get the word right. It can be putting out something with a right intention, right? And at the end of the day, the audience perceive it the wrong way, right? And then you now have to start trying to do brand reputation management. So these are like some of the risks that are involved. You put it out, you put out something, and then the whole market takes it the wrong way. These things always happen, and then you start running around trying to do reputation management to avoid further damages. And by the time you can do all of this stuff, you may, if you're doing it maybe for a brand, you might end up losing your job, or you might end up, losing money, time, customers, and all of those things that are associated with it. So yeah, these are like some of the things I can actually mention for now. The economy as well, right? Of course, the economy is affecting everybody. The economy is affecting everybody, practically every kind of business. So everything has its own risk. So that might just be its own risk, right? Okay, thank you. I'm sure I've been able to answer a couple of questions. I've been able to answer a couple of questions and all of that. So I'm going to we're not going to draft a survey. I'm just going to show us what a survey is supposed to look like, right? Because I don't want us, that takes a lot of time. We can't start doing that now. We don't really have the time for that, right? I'm just going to open up my own survey, a survey I actually worked on that is actually out now. And I'm putting it out because I need to get the the opinions of users on a business I'm trying to build, right? And I'm just going to show us what the questions look like, right? Let me look for that. Just a moment. Okay, so some persons are complaining that their phone is about to die. So guys, the thing is, the attendance link is always shared at the end of the class, at the end of the session, right? You cannot get the attendance link, right? In the middle of the class or beginning, so you have to be, you have to wait, or if you drop out, it means like you didn't attend the class. Okay, so let me look for my own survey questions that I have and display on the screen so that you can see it. And you can also help me fill the survey, right? I can maybe drop the link, and anyone who wants to fill out the survey can also fill out the survey for me as well, right? So let's look at this. Where is it? Okay. Hold on. I'm checking the wrong place, I guess. So I'll just go to forms. The recordings will be shared to you, please. That's not my jurisdiction. The admin will share the recordings. I'm sure the last class, the recording has been shared, so I don't know. Yeah, hold on. So if you want to create a survey, let me share my screen. Now, there are various platforms you can use to create a survey. You can use Google Forms, which I use, right? You can use Google Forms, or you can use, there are other platforms like SurveyMonkey and the likes, right? But Google Forms can be like the simplest ones, the simplest kind of this thing you can actually use, right? So if you can see my screen, please let me know what you can see. Okay. Oh, the last link will be shared with you. Fear not. I'm not in charge of that, but they will share it with you. So this is Chrome browser, right? And I want to access okay. I want to access a Google form to be able to create a survey, right? I want to create a survey that I will use, okay, which definitely, like I said, we will most likely not be creating that, but I'm just going to show you how you can access that. Now, this is Google, and I want to use a Google form. I'll just go here to these dots. I'm sure you can see this. If you open your Chrome browser, this you can always see this 4 dots where you can see the Google apps. And if you click on those, that 4 dots, rather, that's 9 actually, that forms a square. You can see the different Google apps. You can see your accounts, Google Search, Google My Business, which is Google business profile, right? I saw the link to the last class. I saw when I stepped into this class earlier, I saw that the admin had shared the link to the last class in this chat session. So I don't know why you guys are saying you've not seen it. Now, if you go here, you're going to see different Google apps. You can see Google Search, Google Maps, YouTube, Play Store, News, Gmail, Meet, you know. So all you have to do is you have to scroll down and you look for Google Forms. You look for forms, right? If I scroll down, all of this does not concern me at the moment. Of course, you know some of this. You have a Gmail account, so you know what is a Gmail. If you usually attend Google Meet meetings, you know that this is Google Meet for you to be able to get meetings. Google Drive is where you can store all information about from documents to spreadsheets to pictures to videos on your Google Drive, right? Then your contacts, where you can save your contacts and all the rest of them, photos and all of those, Gemini, Google AI. So all we have to do is we scroll down and we look for forms, right? Now you can see forms. So if I click on forms, if I click on forms, it opens up like this, right? And you can see forms, right? Now, this is where you can now create a survey, right? You can create a survey from here. You can see for my own, no, this can also be done on a phone. It can also be done via your smartphone. I'm trying to find the easiest way. Right. Okay. So you come here down to your Google Forms, and when you get to Google Forms, you can be able to, pick a form and work on the form, right? So these are like templates that they already have: contact information, t-shirt, sign up, RSVP, party invites, and all of the other templates that Google has already. I'm sharing my screen. Can't you see my screen? Don't worry, calm down. The admin will share the link again. The admin will share the link again. Can you guys see my screen? Someone is saying they can't see my screen.
We can see it.
Yes,
okay.
we.
Okay. Okay. So, 14 messages in a twinkle of an eye. All right, yeah. So this is where you get your Google Forms from, right? And you see, this is now a Google Form board where I can, create my survey if I want to. And if I want to create a survey from scratch, I just quickly click on blank form, and I can create a survey from scratch, right? I can now create my survey from rock bottom, right? But this is a survey I created, and I want you guys to look at it. So if for instance, this is if you don't have any survey before, you've never created one, you're not going to see anything on that recent forms. So if you look at recent forms, you can see owned by anyone, because these are all surveys that I have either created or I have had access to. One way or the other, I'll be given access to these surveys, or I created them myself for something, or one thing or the other, right? This is the most recent one, which is the one I created that I'm actually working on now at the moment. So if I click on it, you can see the survey. So I'm just going to open it so that you can see what it looks like. So the survey is for a gadget insurance and repair service. Right now is a platform that people can use to insure their gadgets, right? So for instance, gadgets are like the only assets that people have that are not so expensive. You might not have a car, you might not have a house, you might not have a land, but definitely you have a smartphone, you probably have a laptop, you probably have two smartphones, you maybe have an iPad, you have stuff like that, and you need to insure your gadgets, right? And I have a couple of questions I would like you to answer if you would like to insure your gadgets with us, right? And then your survey definitely first things first is you're going to have a summary of what the survey intends to talk about, right? So that people who are coming in to fill it already have an idea of, or they have an idea of what they should have, or what they intend to see while filling out this survey, right? And if you look here, you're going to see the very first description. We are building a solution to keep your devices safe and sound by ensuring your gadgets are taking care of its repairs. However, we need your help to build a solution tailored to your needs, right? So I'm appealing to you now that, listen, I'm trying to build you something. Of course, definitely I'm giving you value because I'm building you something that will help you. And at the end of the day, I still need your help to be able to make this particular thing work, right? And then you can see, please share your thoughts and help us create the ultimate gadget protection service by filling out this survey. It will only take about 5 minutes of your time, and responses will be held in high confidentiality. Now, I'm trying to make sure that you are safe. So these are things you want to note. I'm trying to ensure that, okay, yes, I'm going to take your details, your data, but know that what you're giving to me is going to be completely safe, 100% safe, right? And you're not also going to take time. See, one thing you need to understand is that people do not want to waste time. People don't have time. People want something that they are going to just do immediately and leave. They don't want to waste time. They don't want to have to waste time on trying to fill out a survey, waste time on have to try to fill out a product or service or stuff like that. So people just want to do something and leave. And I'm trying to let them understand that, listen, I'm giving you a survey. You're going to fill out this survey. It will take only 5 minutes of your time so that you know that you're not going to waste I'm not going to waste your time. And I'm also holding whatever you give me in high confidentiality, right? And then I just give a small appreciation. Now, ground rules of survey, right? For me, ground rules of survey, first things first, never ask for personal information, never ask for personal data. You don't need that at the start. Personal information like name, phone number, address, those are not necessary. They are not needed at the start of your survey, because what you want is valuable information with regards to, I'm going to share the link of this survey so that you guys can also help me, fill out the survey so that I can also get your responses with respect to this. You can also access the survey and see what it looks like, even while we're looking at it from here, while I also show you how to, get one from scratch. Now, we're saying, I just said first things first, never ask for personal information. And if you look here, I never asked for personal details. I didn't ask for name, I didn't ask for phone number, I didn't ask for email. I went straight to the first thing, which is gender, because I want to know the gender, the gender segment of people who actually need my service. Will I have more males or more females in my service business or in my service base? So all of this can help me inform my decisions. And then there's location, right? Location is like a short answer text. Now, I'm going to show us a few things about this survey. So this is a multiple choice question. Now, I've clicked on it because this is the back end of my survey. This is a multiple choice question. Now, it's a multiple choice because I want you to tick one answer. There are various answers that people can tick out, right? There's check boxes, there's drop down, there's file upload and stuff like that. But multiple choice simply means, all right, pick one answer. Are you a male? Are you a female? Or do you prefer not to say, right? That is after I have typed the question. I'm just running through my own survey, so you just have an idea of what it looks like. So that by the time we get into the other one, I'm going to be more faster and I'm not going to take my time like this. Right, so I say, okay, multiple choice question, you choose, do you want a multiple choice or do you want a checkbox? For multiple choice, so choose your answer, right? Then the next is location. I put a short answer text for location because short answer text, because definitely you can't know the whole locations of people. I can't start listing the locations of everywhere in the world because I don't have that data, right? So I simply put location. So wherever you are, you just type location. What state are you? If you're in a different state, if you're in a different country, just put the location and you'll be on your way. As simple as that. Now, the next question is, what gadgets do you currently own? You see, there's no time wasting, right? Straight into the main topic of the day, the main information that you want to actually get from these people for the service that you're actually offering or for the product you want to sell. So I quickly went into the next question, which is, what gadgets do you currently own, right? And now I made it a checkbox. Now there's a difference between multiple choice and checkboxes. Multiple choice simply means you can pick only one answer. That is multiple choice. Then checkboxes means you can pick more than one answer, right? Now this is applicable to situations where you know that people can have more than one option for a thing, right? So this question now is a question that has where people can actually have more than one option. For instance, it says, what gadgets do you currently own? Now, it has to be a checkbox because some people might own a smartphone, might own a laptop, and might own a tablet. Some people might own all of these stuff. Some people can own a tablet, own a laptop, own a smartphone, own a desktop computer. Some people might own only a smartphone, right? So you want to leave it open, and which is what I did here, right? Leave it open. Is it a desktop you own? Is it a smartphone you own? Is it a tablet? Is it a computer? You tick the answer that is most equivalent to you, and then we move on, right? No, you can tick. If I, like for myself now, I own a smartphone and I own a laptop. So I'll quickly tick smartphone and laptop. I'll pick those two. For someone who owns a smartphone, a laptop, and a tablet, they'll just pick all three. For someone who owns all four, they'll pick all four, right? So it makes it very easier for people to fill out based on the fact that I'm making it easy since you already know what you have. But then also take note of where I made my questions required. This required being turned on simply means that you have to answer the question, right? If you don't answer the question, you cannot be able to submit the survey. And it's very imperative that you turn it on for questions that are necessary. There are questions that you might leave it off, but questions that are very necessary to the survey you're doing, you want to turn it on so that people do not skip the answers. Right? People do not skip your questions and don't give you answers. Now, the next is on a scale of 1 to 5. How dependent are you on your gadgets for daily activities? I'm trying to quantify how people or how gadgets are important to people, right? And a scale of 1 to 5, explaining how 1 is and what 5 is. So you just quickly pick the scale. If it's important, very important to you, you can pick 5. If it's not so important to you, you pick 1 or 2 or 3, as the case might be, right? Depending on the users and what they feel. Now, how often do you experience serious issues or issues with your gadget? So there are some people that definitely experience issues almost all the time. Maybe their phone spoils very much all the time. There are people that rarely experience, there are people that maybe never even experienced issues with their gadgets before. So there is that option of never, rarely, sometimes, often, and always. And it is a multiple choice question. So they just have to choose which answer they want, choose a single answer, right? Right. Then we have when you wahala. All right, the next question we have is, when you encounter a problem with your gadget, how do you usually solve it? Now, remember, this is now also a multiple, not a multiple choice, but a checkbox. So you see there's a difference between checkbox and multiple choice. Multiple choice, you are picking only one. Checkbox, you can pick more than one. Now I'm asking you, when you encounter a problem with your device, with your gadget, with your smartphone, with your laptop, with your tablet, with your desktop computer, how do you usually solve this problem? What is the go-to way to solve your problem? Now I gave options. Do it yourself, fix it. Do you fix it yourself? Do you have the skill to fix it yourself? Do you look for a professional repair service, right? Do you look for manufacturer's warranty service? Maybe you have your own still has warranty. Do You ask a friend or a family member for help. Maybe you don't know anybody that can repair for you. You want a friend to help you out. And it's a multiple choice because some people do more than one. Some people can go for warranty and still go to professional repair service. Some people will try to fix it by themselves and then they now go to professional services. So it's more like a checkbox question. And it's still required, meaning that you have to answer the question before you leave. Now, I'm trying to make the questions very easy. Now, the sweet thing about, or the best things for survey or how you want to do your survey is you want to make it easy for people to feel. That's why it is mostly optional. As much as you're going to give people opportunity to express themselves, which I'm going to explain in this survey how I did it, right? You want to ensure that people find it easy to fill your survey. People find it easier when they are just ticking the answers and going, right? Tick, go, tick, go, tick, go. Give you answers and leave than trying to waste their time. Now, the next question is, have you ever faced a situation where you couldn't afford to repair a gadget immediately? It's a simple yes or no answer, right? Have you ever been in a situation where your gadget spoiled, but you do not have money to repair it immediately, right? Yes or no? If yes, how did this situation affect you? Now, notice how I subtly made this equation where they have to express themselves, right? Where they have to express themselves. Because remember, if you're having a conversation with somebody, the people will be expressing themselves. They will tell you how they feel. They will tell you their pain points, right? But you can't do that with a survey that you have to start from the beginning and start asking people to tell you to express themselves or tell you how they want to express themselves. No, they will not want to feel it. But yeah, we've asked them, have you experienced a situation where, it's like a leading question, a situation where you couldn't afford to repair your gadget? Like, my gadget spoiled, I could not repair it. Have you been in that situation? If yes, how did you feel? How did it affect you? And now I want you to take note. This is a required question. Have you ever faced a situation where you couldn't afford to repair a gadget immediately? Yes or no? It's a required question, meaning they have to answer. But notice that my next question, which is where they have to give an answer, if yes, how did this situation affect you, is not required, right? What that simply means is, okay, if it do not affect you, then just move on. For those people that feel no, it do not affect you, so there's no need to feel this one. So you can actually submit without feeling it, right? But for those that feel yes, you have to feel it, because definitely it's psychology that you feel yes. Then you have to tell me an explanation of how you felt. How did the situation affect you, right? Then the next one is now how I now quickly pitch in my own service, right? See how it's straight to the point. Would you be interested in a service that offers both insurance and repair to your gadgets? So you experience problem with your gadgets, you've experienced before, okay, you've not experienced before, one way or the other. Would you now be interested in a service that will help you to repair, right? Are you not interested in a service that can help you, give you insurance? That means, okay, you pay a little amount, maybe monthly or quarterly. When your gadget gets spoiled, we come and take it and repair it for you, right? And also to repair your gadgets. So would you be interested? It's now a multiple choice question. It's like a yes, no, maybe question, right? For people that might not be sure, because there's some people that they are never sure of what they want. So the option of maybe is there, right? And then this question now is a checkbox, and you see a select all that apply. What features would you find most valuable in such a service? Now, I want to know what my target market will want me to, what kind of features they will want to see in a product that I want to build for them, right, as a service. Is it quick turnaround time? Like, do you want when I can repair your gadget and get it back to you immediately? Is it affordable monthly income? Do you want monthly premiums? Do you want the subscription fees to be affordable? Is it you want a coverage for, you want to have a subscription that can cover multiple gadgets, like maybe more than one gadget? Is it an easy claims process where you can easily claim that, oh, my gadget just got spoiled, I want to repair it, or 24/7 support, right? So this is more like a checkbox. So they should choose the one that they want. You can choose more than one. Definitely, some people they want to see quick turnaround time. They want to see affordable monthly premiums. They want to see coverage for multiple gadgets. They might want to see one or two or three, right? So they have to choose. And then the next question is, how much would you be willing to pay for a gadget insurance and repair service? How much would you be willing to pay, right? So I can also have an idea of the pricing, right? How much people are going to be willing to pay. That will now determine where I can be able to, place my price and know that, okay, this is going to be affordable for my target market, okay? Now, how would you prefer to purchase a gadget protection service? Is it via website, is it via an app, or an in-store? and it's also a checkbox, right? So that you can tell me how you would prefer to purchase a damage protection service if you want it, right? And then the next one is what concerns, now very last question, so second to last, what concerns or reservations would you have about using a gadget insurance and repair service, right? I want you to explain or tell me if you have any reservations. Are you going to be, do you have anything against using a protection service, right? And then the last question, and if you look at these questions that are explanatory, they are not compulsory questions, right? They are not, because people don't want to type. And if you want them to type too much, they might not want to type and give to you. So they are not required, right? They are not fully required. But definitely, if I share out a survey like of this nature, because of psychology, there's a way psychology works, right? For surveys, someone has filled the question from start. It was easy for him. All of them were required. He was feeling and feeling and feeling. Then he got to this place. He will most likely give you an answer, or she will most likely give you an answer, because it's more like, okay, let me just complete the survey because I've already started it. So that's how it works, even though it is not required, so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to badger them. And then is there any suggestion that you have that you might want to, give us on how to make it better for you, right? And then there's now a subsection or section 2, which is optional. It's completely optional, right? And I'm saying, if you want to join a wait list, so maybe you want to know when we will launch our product or service, you can simply give us your information. Now, you can see how this came as the very last thing, and it came as optional. You don't want to start asking people for their personal information at the very top. You want to come down to the end, probably when you're done with your form. And I made this a second section, right? You can add a section to your surveys, and then it's optional for them to pick out. So I hope this is like a survey that I created myself, right? And you can also try your hands on one. I'm just going to breeze into the parts where you can create a survey from scratch, and you just look at it briefly, right? And we'll see. So if I want to share this survey now, for instance, right, after creating your survey, you look at it, you're done. You can see this is responses. This is the back end. So I'm seeing the responses. I already have 90 responses on this particular survey, right? I can now see the responses from here, right? Because it is the back end, it is my own survey, and I can see what people have given me as answers. And if I share this survey to you now, you will not be seeing this particular aspect where they have responses, right? Now, if I want to share my survey after creating it, all I simply have to do is I have to go down to this place where we have send, right? It's a very simple survey. You have to go down to this place where you have send. If I click on send, you're going to see I'll come down to this send via. So this is email. Can I send? Do you want to send it via email? Maybe you have emails of people you want to send your survey to. You can just simply begin to type their email addresses or their email names here, because of course it's Google, it's Gmail, it's Google. So they have the Gmail of so many people. So if you know their names, I can begin to maybe type. I can begin to type names of people and send it via their email. But that's going to be like more difficult. That's like sending to your own circle. So if I want to send it out for general public, and people I don't know, maybe met them before, I'll just toggle from this Gmail down to this place, this particular place, which is a link, right? And you're going to see the link to the survey. But the link is too long. I can't copy this kind of link and send to people or send to you to fill out. So I'll just simply go to shorten URL, and then I'll shorten the link. Right. Now, if you look here, you're going to see verified. Verified simply means that this form is going to be collecting responses, collecting people's emails automatically. So that's why sometimes you don't even need to put emails, right? But just for the sake of it. Now, if you don't want to collect emails, you can put do not collect. If you want responder input, you want the people to actually insert their emails by themselves, you put it to responder input. If I left that verified. If you don't want to collect people's emails at all, you just put that do not collect, right? You want people to put in their emails by themselves. That will now appear as the very first question automatically, put in there by Google itself. They will request for email. But if you want verified like mine, you just leave it at verified. So I've shortened the link, and then I'll simply copy this link, right, and send it out to the general public with a note, right? The note can be maybe saying something like, oh, I'm carrying out a survey on this, and I would like you to fill out to help us know how we can help you solve your problem or help you fill out this and that, right? And then I just send it out. For instance, like if I want to send this link to your chat now, I just simply send it to your chat, right? The chat of this particular class, and I'll hit the send button. And anybody who taps on that form now can be able to access the form and fill it out, right? So that's how simple and quick it can be, right? Simple and quick it can be. You just need to know how you want to fill out your questions. I've just sent the link to the chat, so if you're interested, you can also fill out the survey. Who's unmuted? Marcus. Yes. Right. So that's mine. Okay. Now I'm sure you might be wondering if you want to do this from scratch. So let me take you back to where you can do it from scratch. Nelson Otto, yes, your hand is up. I'm going to be very fast because I think I've explained most of it from my own end. Nelson Otto, yeah.
Hello, sir, please, can we do it in our smartphone?
Yes, you can.
Please. Is it Chrome we are to use, or
it's Chrome?
Of the
Chrome.
Okay. So, sir, can you restart the entering again, please, sir?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm coming there. Just a moment. Okay. Yeah. So let's go to the very start then. So this is a Chrome browser, right?
Yes.
Chrome browser. And I'll simply look for where I have my Google Apps now. You might not see this on your phone, right? So you can go search.
This is not on the phone.
You can search for Google Forms on your phone.
Okay.
You can search for Google Forms on your phone.
Okay.
And if you search for Google Forms, you might most likely see it. You see Google Forms, and then you pick the what's that one again that's called? So if I search for Google Forms, you pick the one that says Google Forms Online Form Creator / Google Workspace. That should be like the second tab, this thing that appears on your screen, right? There's a way you can also change your phone like this, but I can't remember now. At the moment, it's really not hitting my head at the moment. Oh, okay, I think. Hold on, just a second. Yeah. Yeah, so just go to Google Forms and then you pick from Google Forms. Or you might have to change your phone browser from a normal website to a desktop site when you want to browse, which will make it smaller. And then you also can be able to access the form there, right? Yeah. So definitely, if you've gone through Google Forms, you'll be able to get to where, for those who can also see this, you just simply click here where you can see your Google Apps, and then you scroll down and you can see Forms. So the method you're looking for is Forms, right? You're looking for Google Forms. Excuse me. Right. Or the another easier way, right, is another easy way, very easy way, right, is you go to when you enter your browser, you go to Google, right? Let's say google.com. Yeah, you go to google.com from your Chrome browser, right? And when you go to google.com from your Chrome browser, for those who are using phone right now, that's like the easiest way. Google.com, if you already have a Gmail account, It's going to be easy for you. Google.com on your Chrome browser, and you're going to see your phone looking like this. You're going to see this button, this Google Apps. Try it. You should see it. You just type google.com. It's going to change your browser, and you're going to see where you can start from Google, and you're going to see Google Apps like this. Just simply click on that, and then you scroll down, and you look for forms, and you click on Google Forms. Good. Thank you, Marcus. Yeah. Okay, good. So if you have been able to access that, I'm sure you've been able to access it now. The person that asked that question earlier, I think that was Nelson, and any other person that's using a phone. So just go to your Chrome browser, type google.com, right? You're going to be able to see those Google apps where you have these dots in 9 places. And then you scroll down, you click on it, scroll down, and look for forms and go into forms, right? This is now a blank form. If you want to create your form from scratch, this is a blank form, right? That's a blank form if you want to create your form from scratch. And then you can begin to, give your form shape from what you want it to be. So it depends on the product or service that you're offering. You change the title, just like you saw from my own form. That's why I shared my link with you as well. So you can fill out, and from there, study the form, right? You can now study the form and know what it looks like, right? So from here, you can begin to fill your own form. You give it your form title, right? Maybe depends on the product or service that you're offering. If I'm doing something on, let's say, maybe housing now, maybe I want to do something on real estate, right? I can give it a real estate name. I can call it maybe understanding your real estate needs, or I can call it any other name, give it any title, but something that people will immediately see and understand. So I can call this understanding your real estate needs, right? And then I give my form a description. What's the description? What are you doing with this form, right? What are you doing with this survey? So you can simply give it a description. This survey is whatever. To help us understand how to solve your problems and bridge the gap you face in getting good, affordable apartments. Let's just say we are focused on apartments now, right? So that's like my form description. I can now give a disclaimer N/B, right? And then tell them that their needs are going to be, met, and all of those kind of stuff, right? And then you begin to now ask your questions. So this is where you now begin to ask your questions, right? You saw from my own form what I did. I didn't even type the N/B, right? Which is, I can put it in bold. I can now say all information. Okay, this might be a little vague, but from the top of my head now, all data and information provide will be kept in strict confidence and not shared with any third party. Full stop. So let's assume that that's the case, right? And you're telling them that, okay, whatever you give to me as information, I'm not going to divulge it to anybody. I can put this on bold. You can see bold here. I simply put down bold. I can also make this bold. Let's Control B, bold. Right. And then you can now begin to ask your questions, relevant questions that, of course, I've also given you the ground rules. Now it's dependent on you, the kind of questions you want to ask, right? Where do you want to start from? Like I've given the ground rules. No personal information first. Always start with the minute demographic information like gender, right? What's the gender? What's the age range, right? Those kind of, information, but not what's it called now? Not personal information, right? So just simple demographic information, and then you pick. So I'm just going to show us the options that are available when you want to, select your question. So let's say, for instance, this question is gender. Just an instance now, right? I'm saying gender, right? So this is for you who is filling from scratch, okay? Gender, and then I'm going to, you see, and these are the options. You can see short answer. Short answer now simply means the person will just type male or female, right? That's where you want them to give you maybe short answer like maybe 2 words or 3 words, not more than that, right? 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words, just that. Then there's paragraph. Paragraph means they are going to give me a long explanation. So like those questions where I said, kindly explain, or how did you feel, right? How did you feel when this happened to you? Or how did you feel when that happened to you? That's long answer text. That's you giving explanation, right? So if my question requires for them to give me an explanation on something, right? You can do that, okay? You can. Your phone must not. So, okay, good luck, Robert. I'm coming to you. So let me just answer someone's question. I think someone just asked a question. Uduak Roberts, I've gotten to where I clicked on Google Form, but there is no sample forms displayed. I only saw title, questions, and settings. Please help. You went directly into this particular place like this now. I'm sure when you came in, you saw your forms looking like this, empty, questions and all of this stuff. I just filled all of this right now. That means you just went straight to a new questions, right? Didn't go to, you were not able to, right?
I clicked on the 9 dots, like you said, and this is where it landed.
Did you click on forms?
Yeah.
After clicking on the 9
Yes,
dots,
sir. I clicked. Exactly.
Are
So
you
it
using
landed me here. So I was
Are you using a phone?
A
You're using
smartphone,
a
sir.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're using a phone,
Yes.
definitely the first thing that will open for you is like this. It's going to open up for you to start preparing a Google form. So you're actually you're still in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So remember to give your form a title. That's the first thing. So that you can be able to access it later. The title has to be also here. You can give it a title here as well. You can see something like that at the top as well. And then also the untitled form. And then you give it your form description. And you can start giving your questions. So back to my questions, or back to what I was explaining. Now this is paragraph, right? The next one is multiple choice, which is the one that most likely use most times. Multiple choice checkboxes, scale, and you will most likely use all the options, but these are the options you most likely use. So multiple choice now is now where you can now give them options to choose male, female, prefer not to say. Those ones are prepared automatically because this is I've already studied how forms are being prepared, right? Then there is checkboxes. Checkboxes now you're trying to say, oh yeah, you can be male, female, and prefer not to say at the same time, right? Now that's for questions where they have to, pick more than one answer. For instance, let's say I want to ask a question like, let's say for weight loss now, what methods, now let's just assume I'm asking, what methods do you take in losing weight, right? This will be a checkbox question. So the first one can be hitting the gym or exercising. Let's use exercising. right? The next one can be reducing my meal, reducing meal consumption. That's dieting, right? Or let's just simply put it dieting so that it's simple. So do you reduce by dieting? Do you take supplements? Right? Others, any other thing, right? So well, this simply means, okay, what methods do you use? Some people can use both exercising and dieting together. Some people can take all of them, supplements and exercising and dieting, right? So all of those, kind of questions are there as well. So that's like check boxes. You see, I'm not going to be preparing questions. I'm just showing you what you should see and what you should expect. Then the next one is drop down. Drop down now is the questions are going to be hidden or the answers are going to be hidden, but the person can choose only one answer. But drop down can be in certain cases where maybe you have state of origin, right? And you now list all the 36 states or the 37 states or the 28 states from whichever place you are staying, right? Now you list all of those states. You can't allow that to show on your form because it's going to consume a lot of space. So you just put it in a drop down. So once they click on the drop down, right, they will now see the different states, and then they can pick the one that is theirs, right? That is for questions like that. That's drop down. Then we have file upload, where you can upload a file, right? You can upload a file. Maybe you want to upload a picture, you want them to upload a picture, you want them to upload a video, those kind of forms where someone can tell. Those ones that are like not surveys anymore now because you're not asking questions. I'm just showing you what this entails. Where someone says upload a picture of yourself. Maybe you're trying to apply for something. They say upload a picture of yourself or upload a video, a 5-minute video, 1-minute video of you doing blah, 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 right? Then there's linear scale, which is a 1 to 10, 1 to 5, your choice, right? On the scale of 1 to 10 or on the scale of 1 to 5, that's linear scale. Then there is multiple choice grid, where you can, the thing is going to be in form of a grid. Then there is also the checkbox grid, where it's going to be in form of a grid as well, where they can pick options like this. So it's not going to be outlined in numbers, but it's going to be in form of a grid scattered around. Then there is dates, time, and the rest of it, right? So these are basically the things you need to know when you are actually creating your form, right? Now, you can also customize your theme. For instance, right, if I click on customize theme at the top, I can change the fonts, the font type, the equations, the equation font. What kind of font do I want? Maybe I don't want it to be this font. If I change it to Times New Roman, right, you see that the equation has the equation font has changed to Times New Roman, a different font altogether, right? You can also change the size. So I'm going to drop it back at Roboto. Okay, you can change the size. You can see this. I can change the size, I can change the font, and then you can also add an image to the header. So let's take, for instance, I want to add an image to the header, right? That's I want the header of my form to have an image. You can see they already have images here. If you don't want to use their own, if you have an image already you have designed, you can upload it, right? You just need to know the design size. I can pick any of their images. Let's say I want to pick this one. I can pick this one, and I'll click on insert. I'll click on insert, and I will have it at the header of my form. Right. So I will have it at the header. Right. That depends on what you want to achieve. So you can see here that I have it at the header. I can change the color. I can change color of my background. I can change color of my background. See, I can change my background to blue. So that's like you exploring all of this stuff. That's completely on you. This is where you can preview your form. So after you've prepared your form, you want to preview how it's going to look when people are going to see it, right? When you are going to be seeing the form and you're going to be sending it to somebody to fill out, and you click on the preview. This is what the preview is going to actually look like, right? And then you can preview your form and see what it looks like. Right? I'm going to go back here because I've seen my preview, and I'm going to continue to prepare my form. I've showed you how to send, right? How you can send your form. You can also make a copy, right? You want to make a copy of the form. You want to duplicate it. You can make a copy. You can delete it here and move it to trash, right? You can add collaborators. Adding collaborators means you want somebody to join you, just like you can add collaborator to Google Doc. You want somebody to join you and work on this particular form. You want somebody to also see the responses, not just you. Maybe you have a partner, you have a business partner, you have a colleague, and you want them to also be part of this form, right? You can now add collaborators by adding their email. So you only add their email, you become part and parcel of this particular form. I think those are the things that you need to know. And then there is send, which is where you can actually get your link to send to people to fill out your survey, right? So you can see verified here. There's verified, there's do not collect, there's responder input, right? And then you can do all of those with your form. I've showed you this earlier. Is there any question from all of this? Is there any question? Yes, Melvin. Melvin, your hand came up first.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, Melvin.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, thank you for driving us through this important lessons, digital marketing, tools. Yeah, I just want to understand if you can use this Google form, like if you want to carry on crowdfunding, if it is possible to do that.
If you want to do what?
Yeah, if you want to do like maybe a crowdfunding, like maybe
Crowdfunding.
you have.
Yes, you
Yeah.
can. You can use it for your crowd.
Okay.
It's like, it's not just maybe take your research, right? It depends on you and what you want to use it for. So it's dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Woodwork.
Okay, sir. I'm really grateful for this instruction you've given us. It's so fine. I really enjoyed the class. But my question is, at what point will a person start making use of this Google form and then introducing his
At every point in
customers?
time. At every point in time. It can be before you start your business. It can be while you're doing your business. It can be you have a special offering you want to dish out to your customers, but you want to be sure that your customers need it and are going to appreciate it or are going to actually need it, and you want to take a survey. Like my own now that I sent to you guys is because I'm trying to build a business and I'm trying to be sure that I have, a customer base that actually wants it, right? And how people are going to perceive it, or how people want the business. So I want to know the amount of customers that I will most likely be serving and the kind of problems they have. So it can come in at any point in time at your business. It can be when you start, when you're just starting, you're trying to start out, it can be when you've already started out already, right? So at any point in time.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I think other hands are up. Eunice, yeah, your hand is up.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for explaining how to use the Google form. I think I used the form app one certain time to get for my research work.
Okay.
And I had issue with it. So I want to ask, with Google form, is it possible that after getting setting a part for their email, after getting the emails of the different clients or customers, as the case may be, is it possible that Google form compiles it for you in the sense that you can send them, you can do email marketing without I don't know how to explain it now, at once, sending a message at once to all those emails?
No, so no. So what you're going to actually have is, when Google Forms, when you get their emails, you can actually view the responses from what's it called now? From Google Sheets. Right? So that's where you can extract the emails. And if you want to do email marketing, you have to use an email marketing platform. I'm sure you are aware of that. So you can use any of the email marketing tools like MailChimp, SendPulse, or the rest of them for your email marketing, but not with Google directly. Do you understand? Okay. iPhone. I don't know. Your name is iPhone. You should change your name, please, so that I can be able to address you by your name. But if you're iPhone and your hand is up, kindly ask your question. I'm not even sure this person knows his name. Okay. Ofia or 4G. iPhone is not answering. So Ofia or 4G.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Melvin, you
Please,
can put your
sir.
hand down. Yeah, go on.
Please, sir, after you have done your Google form and maybe you have got like a question and you have gotten your responses, how do you download your responses?
How do you download your responses?
Yes,
Or how do you
like
view
you
your
want to print it out.
responses? You want to print it out?
Yes.
You know, when you get your responses, you see it as a sheet. Do you want to print out your responses? Why would you want to print out your responses?
What if you want to print it out to show as proof of your survey?
You want to print it out to show as proof of your survey.
Yes.
Well, you can, right? That means you convert your. So what that means is you're going to download it from the sheet, right?
Okay.
So when you view it in sheets, you're now going to convert your sheet and download it from the Google Sheet directly. Maybe save it as maybe XLX file or what's the other file called, and then you can now download it and go and print it. Yeah, that's like the easiest way.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh, Code Steven, iPhone, are you there now, or your hand is still up? Hi, Steven.
We were still singers.
Someone's mic is on and the person is talking. Who is that?
Session.
Okay, Steven.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
I think my question has been answered. Yeah, it was something to do with how to download the form into XLS. Yeah, thank you.
I can't hear what you're saying. I can't make out what you're saying. Sorry.
I was like, my question has been answered because I wanted to ask something to do with how to download the form.
Okay. All right. God's will. I think you should be the last person. Eunice, your hand is still up. Do you have another question, or that's the hand that was up earlier?
I wasn't cleared.
You weren't cleared.
Okay. Can I proceed?
Proceed.
What I'm saying is this, like, does Google Form has a provision where I can download all the emails as a whole and send a single message to them at once without writing each of the emails that individually? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I was trying to send messages to my customers at once from email. So I had to write their individual emails from the contacts from my downloaded. I had to keep my Mr. This, Mrs.
If you view your form with sheets, right? The column for email is going to be separate. All you have to do is you have to just copy the column, copy all the emails from that column and go and paste it on a different document where you want to use to send them your email marketing. And that's all.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. God's will. That's the last question I'm going to take.
Okay. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sir, please, concerning the Google form, I want to know if the form is free.
It's free.
If it's an open source or a closed source.
It's completely free.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
All right. You're welcome. All right. So I think that should be all. There is no there's no free.
Sir, no, sir. Please, one more question, sir.
Okay.
Oh, you haven't answered it. I mean, is there no
email
just like
marketing platform?
Yes.
Okay. There's there's no one that's completely free, right? Of course, they all offer freemium and premium. But I'm sure you're conversant with email marketing. So, for instance, MailChimp, they have their free where you can send emails for free, definitely. But there's no email marketing platform that I have seen that's completely free. How about now? They need to make money now. So they give you free, and then when you need more, they ask you to pay. So for people who are asking for response, right, let me just view a sheet response so that you can see what it looks like on a Google Sheet, right? On a Google Sheet, right? So this is mine. So if I want to view these responses on Sheets, I will, okay, hold on, it's still loading. I'm rounding up, but due to the question that has been asked, let me immediately answer so that I can leave. So I'll click on responses, right? And you can see here, can you see my screen? For people who have been asking questions regards someone is muted. Voila. So if I go to responses, right, you can see view in sheets. I'll just simply click on view in sheets and it will go over to a Google Sheet for me, right? So it's going to open the form or the responses that I have gotten in a Google Sheet, right? So why is it showing blue? You're going to view, see your responses in a Google Sheet. Why is it showing blue? Okay, so I think it's still loading. Let it finish loading. The network is slow. So this is where you can see your responses on Google Sheets, divided into the different questions. You can see the questions, gender. These are you can see the questions, you can see the questions, and you can see their respective answers. Now, for the person that was asking, like Eunice, right? She was asking, email, right? How do you get their emails? You want to be able to get their email. You just simply come and, copy only this particular column that has email from start to finish, right? You copy the whole column with only email, a row with email. And then why is it hanging? Sorry, the network is bad. So all you have to do is, this is not supposed to be showing blue, it's supposed to be white. So I think because the network is still loading up, I don't know what's going on, right? You just copy all the emails, like you can see emails here now, right? Email address. All you have to do is you have to just copy these emails, right? Copy only this particular row from start to finish and go and dump your emails where you want to dump them and use them for your email marketing. But this is how you view your form in Sheets. You can see the form, you can see the survey, you can see the responses that people gave, right? You can see their answers, their respective answers to the different questions that were asked. It's still loading. Some responses have not finished loading. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, attendance has been dropped on the charts. So attendance has been dropped. So please fill out the attendance so that a lot of people have been crying for attendance since the attendance has been dropped. So you can fill out the attendance now, right? And yeah. That's it. Two participants raised their hands. Who again? iPhone and Eunice. Eunice, your hand is up again. This iPhone, I need to lower this person.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, please, I dropped my question in the chat box. Probably you didn't see it. Are we going to be learning email marketing, SEO optimization, and Facebook advertising, all the other form of marketing here?
We'll be learning as much as we can. We'll learn as much as we can. Facebook advertising, yes. SEO, yes. Email marketing, maybe. But we'll learn as much as we can. Okay, attendance has been dropped. Like I said, you can fill out the attendance. I will see you guys in our next class. A lot of people have been shouting about time. I didn't take break, so that's why it looks as if the time was long. I took the time that was allotted to me, right? So I'll see you guys in my next class. That should be whenever it is, right? Do have a very wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir, please share the attendance again. Oh, I'm unable to see it.
The admin will share the attendance. It has been shared again. Oh yeah, please check the chat session. The admin is sharing the attendance. People should stop commenting so that you can see the attendance link. It's on the chat session now. And she's sharing it multiple times. All right, enjoy yourselves. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, sir.
So you didn't tell us your name, oh.
My name, oh, I said my name, oh, except you're not in the class.
I came early now. I didn't hear the name.
My name is Udobong.